Hi, air signs. Hope you're doing well. I'm going to do a reading now for Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Hope you're doing well. Yes, I'm going to jump right into it. I'm going to start with doing a Moonology oracle because we did have the eclipse on the 30th. It was in Gemini, so hopefully that went well for you. And I am doing a bit of a contest in December, so stay tuned to find a little bit of detail. But ultimately, subscribe, and I'm offering free readings like galore throughout December. I'm gonna give a mood, so Anyways, so I get right to it, and so again, so all full moons kind of are culmination of the last 6 months, or can be, also the cycle of, that last, moon cycle, right? Like 30 days or 20 days or whatever, right? And, but because this was an eclipse, there could have been something that, like, eclipse energies in and eclipse energies out really suddenly, you know. So we'll see how it goes out, but basically what I'm going to do is 3 cards, kind of like a past, kind of what's going currently, and then what this is leading you throughout the month with these Moonology cards. And so the past could be something recently, or it really could be something that has been happening, since Gemini season, since for some of you, since your birthday. Yeah. Okay, so what can we tell air signs today to help them stay in highest vibration and on their truth path from now until the end of the month? Okay, so you had a flipper there. So what do we have here? It's time to release negativity. Okay, so if there's been something you've been holding on to, there's a lot of cycles that are ending right now, so it can be the perfect time. Okay, so you got a bonus card there, but so the past is a time to give rather than take. So maybe like in the past, like maybe you were giving too much, more than you've been receiving, and in the sense of like a time to release negativity is like maybe like, do you feel like there's any kind of resentment for that? Like that you gave too much to a situation and then now you're like, I wish I didn't do that. Like, oh my goodness. Well, the thing is that, everything happens for a reason, It's like, like if you gave something to somebody, for example, it's like, like, was that from a place of love? So, I mean, like, even if you got burned from it, it's like choosing love over fear is, there's always a positivity with it, even if it ultimately means that, like, if something has, caused some negativity or an imbalance from something where you found in the past that you were overgiving, perhaps, more than you were receiving, it's like it all kind of brings you to this point right now, like in the sense of everything is a lesson, everything, like the good, the bad, quote unquote, like, I mean, ultimately it leads you, right? So it's like there's some mistake or some kind of, it's time to start afresh, right? Give forgiveness where needed, even to yourself. Okay, you right now or throughout the month, okay, is your dreams need a practical plan. Okay, so maybe again, like, if you felt like you were giving and you're giving and you're giving and then you weren't really receiving, like let's say if there's a project you've been working on and you just haven't really been seeing the results, maybe part of that is that you do need to, like, let go of this negativity. Like maybe you're kind of, telling yourself that you can't do it or something like that, even though you think you can, and you've been trying and you've been trying and you've been trying, but maybe like back in your mind you're like, it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work, I don't know. But it's like your dreams are possible. Okay, we have a full moon in Taurus here. Okay, it just needs practicality, like taking the steps. Okay, and where this would lead you is like ultimately, okay, we have here the South Node, which says don't let your past, hold you back. So, I mean, this can be very significant in the sense that this would be like a major arcana in the tarot, right? Okay, the South Node is, like can represent, like you could be dealing with a lot of like past life, issues right now, or like wrapping up karmic cycles, And so, like, our South Node is, what we fulfilled in our last life. So, I mean, it can come very natural to us, right? Okay. But if there's something that you know that you've been like working on and you've been like trying, okay, like you've done a lot of work, okay, you've done a lot, like, don't let anything hold you back. Not like no one against you, no one around you, not yourself. Okay. And underneath here, we have us bring love into the situation. Okay, like what did I say earlier? Okay, I'm always saying, like, love over fear. Okay, love is always the answer. Okay, if you're ever, okay, like maybe this would work for you, maybe it's not. Okay, but if I'm like, well, I'm trying to incorporate it more and more all the time. But I mean, if I have a hard decision, right? There's sometimes like it's amazing how much or how easy I can come to a decision. If I'm just like, okay, what is the loving answer? Like, what is the loving decision in this situation? I'm like, okay, decision, this decision. Okay, which one's the love answer? Which one's the fear answer? And sometimes I'm like, okay, no, this is fear, this is love, this is what I'm doing. Okay, so don't let anything hold you back. Okay, this is new moon in Aquarius. Okay, this is an air sign reading. Okay, for those of you that are Aquarius. Okay, like, it's a time for a new start, okay? Like, I mean, this eclipse energy can, for many of you, can be really intense, okay? So it's like, keep up. Like, I mean, don't let your mind, like, tell you can't do anything. Like, or that you're not able to do, or you won't be successful, okay? It's just about making practical steps for your dreams, okay? So you don't let your past hold you back, okay? You are in control of your future. You are in control of your present. You are in control of everything. Well, not everything, but you get what I'm saying. Okay. So hopefully that was helpful. I'm going to do some tarot now. What can we tell air signs today to help them stay in highest vibration and on their truest path throughout this month? Okay, what can we tell Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius? Okay. Your cards are just about ready. Okay, so what do we have here? Underneath the deck, of course, you have the Seven of Cups. This is a little card that I keep like, okay, I just know it's going to show up because it's one of the ones that are the most damaged. Okay, if you haven't seen me use this deck before, I got water damage, right? So this image just changed a little bit, but I kind of like it, because it's kind of like you can't see her face now because it's kind of blinded. And so, like, a lot about the Seven of Cups is daydreams, fantasies, okay? Your dreams need a practical plan now, okay? With like sometimes, like, even if you don't see it, okay, the possibilities here, okay, like, are endless. Okay, let's see how that plays out. Okay, but you right now, or throughout the month, okay, is the King of Swords. Nice. Okay, so again, if you're an air sign, like, regardless, okay, this does Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, you guys are stepping into your power, okay? You guys are learning your lessons, okay? The King of Swords is just. The King of Swords knows what is right. The King of Swords fights for justice, okay? This can be somebody that is, like, very, like, legal, for example. Like, if you need to, like, see a lawyer, for example, or some kind of assistance, right? Okay, but I do see that this is going to be a great month for you, and like, okay, so okay, this is about you. This month is about you and your dreams and what you believe is possible, okay? The challenge right here is the Lovers. choose love, love over fear. Okay, so there's a love decision here. Okay, there's like, this is about, can you just be about love in general and those fantasies, you know, kind of thing. And it's like, what kind of dreams, like, what kind of practical moves can you do to make your dreams a reality in a loving sense, you know? Like, this is about love in the grand scheme. This is about love, you know, again, like how you see love, you know, like how, you know, relationships are important. This is about, you know, choosing your heart, you know, over your head. You know, like the King of Swords, like air energy, like you guys aren't the most emotional. Like, I mean, you're very intellectual, you know, you like to communicate, you like to have that, you know, intellectual debate with people, right? You know, and it may take you a while to kind of open up your heart, you know, so maybe that's the challenge, you know, to open up your heart, you know, maybe after, like, okay, if there's a lot of negativity that you've been holding on to, like maybe a past love, or I mean, again, like, you know, there is a time, like this is a time, again, we also had, you know, bring love into the situation. So what is the loving answer? Okay. Why is it hard to choose love? Okay, so, and also because I just picked it up the wrong way, we have the Page of Wands on here. So there's some kind of fire, some kind of inspiration, some kind of newness spark that has been leading you to daydream. Think about the possibilities, but maybe something did not work out in the past, so you might be concerned that it's not going to work out now, maybe. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, Three of Swords. So this can be about, you know, like for some of you, you could have experienced a breakup recently, or this can be about a breakup, like in the sense of, you know, whether to, you know, but I mean, this is heartbreak. Okay, so there is still some sadness, you know, if this was in the past, right? You know, there's still some sadness that is like probably holding you back. You know, if there's a potential new love, for example, you know, like, I mean, look at the contrast between these. Like, I mean, if there's a lot of negativity, a lot of hurt, a lot of self-doubt, or whatever the case is, you know, because of a disappointment, because of a, you know, like, you don't want to, well, I mean, I don't want to tell you what you're going to do or not, but like, you know, there's a big difference. I mean, so if there's an opportunity to like feel this way, you know, let go what you need to let go, you know, in the sense of, you know, balancing that heart, balancing that mind. Okay, in the past, that is influencing right now is the Ace of Wands. Okay, so I mean, you still had, there's some kind of inspiration. So this is weird. Well, not weird. This is not weird. I'm not trying to judge or anything like that. There's like this newness, but then there's this like pain, but then there's like thoughts, but then there's love, and then there's like things holding you back, and then, you know, but what was this fire? What was this inspiration? This is the beginning of a new cycle. Something happened in the past to get you fired up, to get you, you know, stepping into your power, you know, in the sense of being that king, you know, like this king knows what is just. Okay, now can that, was there an, okay, this can also represent for some of you, right? Like there might have been some kind of new inspiration, like new fire, new love interest, for example. Okay, and now there might be a choice between multiple lovers, maybe. Okay, you know, but the King of Swords knows that, you know, there needs to be justice in a situation, you know. 3 people in a love situation, a little too many people, you know, and so sometimes that might mean, you know, that something needs to end. But if not, like, I mean, it can be that You know, if you're still holding on to some kind of pain, you know, like you might be thinking about like, am I ready for this love? But I mean, it looks like love is trying to come in, you know? Okay, and what you know is the Eight of Swords. So you are thinking. You have been overthinking to a point where it's actually kind of trapping you into your thoughts. You know, but the good thing though is that I do believe that if you have been in this state of like, you know, maybe lethargic, maybe, you know, not knowing how to move, like I'm just gonna kind of stay here, you know, because if I move this way, I don't know what's gonna happen. If I move this way, like damned if I do, damned if I don't, you know, like I don't know. Okay, but the thing is that, you know, these are illusions. You know, these are like, you know, being trapped in your head, thinking the worst. Like, I mean, okay, if someone broke your heart in the past, you might have this new inspiration for love right now, but then overthinking that, like, okay, what happens if it doesn't work out? Okay, but if you really have an opportunity for this love, this is the Lovers. This is major arcana. Okay, this isn't like, I keep trying to think of like How I Met Your Mother, like, you know, where they're just like, you know, Lily's all like, she doesn't, you know, want certain people that like Ted's dating to be in photos because like, it's like, you're not even going to remember their name, blah, 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 you know, so right. But this is the type of love that your friends are going to remember, you know, that are going to, you know, want to be in your pictures kind of thing, right? This is potential for true love, this, you know, or at least that like experience, you know, in terms of like that will have a huge impact for you for the rest of your life. It's a major arcana. It's the only major arcana. Like ultimately, Three of Swords. This is like an everyday pain. Like I'm not saying everyday pain. It's gonna hurt, you know, but I mean, ultimately, comparatively, whatever pain you've experienced recently, you know, or maybe if you have to disappoint somebody else, like in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to be remembered. Okay? It is a, you know, everyday kind of experience and everyday pain. Okay? But this love, this opportunity for love, like, why is it a challenge? Like, I'm not saying that in terms of like trying to be like, why is it a challenge? But I'm like asking you, like, why, like, for as a thing to just think about, like, why are you resisting it? Why do you feel trapped? Like, ultimately, like, I mean, with the Eight of Swords, you have the power to just stand up and go. Okay? And then where this is leading you, okay, throughout the month. I love it. Okay, so it's like you just gotta get up and go. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is the Eight of Wands. It is. The Eight of Wands. Okay, so we have another 8 here. So I mean, 8 is abundance, 8 is success, 8 is like, you know, the infinity and like everything, like, you know, coming full circle and things like that. Okay, so 8 is movement. Okay, so if you've been feeling, you know, again, like I said about like being a little bit lethargic, you know, maybe like uninspired, you know, trapped in your and feeling like, oh, I'm just gonna stay in this bed, you know, it's safe and comfy and all that. Okay, what is coming to you? Okay, especially I think if you choose love over fear, movement, passion. Okay, this is known as, you know, also the Cupid's arrows kind of thing. Okay, things are going to start speeding up. Okay, so like think about right now, it's like, what do you want to put into action? Like, what do you want? Okay, we have your dreams need a practical plan. Okay, because ultimately, whatever you put your focus towards, okay, it's going to have a life of its own, one way or another. Okay, you know, but so what do you want to like expand? Like, what do you want to bloom? Like, do you want more negativity and like missed opportunities, for example, or more heartbreak? Or do you want something that is passionate and like loving, you know, something that's memorable? Okay, again, the biggest challenge you have right now is choosing love. Like, How is that hard? Anyways, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't want to, I'm not trying to judge or anything like that, because I mean, again, there's some kind of pain, but I think there is something inspiring, something that is coming in that you are going to love. So don't hold yourself back. Okay, in a state of confusion, like, or even in a state of daydream. Yes, it can seem so, like, nice, and be like, okay, that seems nice, or whatever the case is, but if you're not taking the actions to make it practical, to make it actually a reality, that's fine if you wanted to stay in a fantasy. But it sounds like there's like some kind of love that you were been fantasizing about. There is a possibility to make things practical and real. Okay, so what's the guidance that we can give air signs right now? I believe that's the sun. Let's see. The sun. So a new day is dawning. This is happiness. This is fun. This is innocence. Okay? And this is the back of the card. Okay? And then we have the Page of Pentacles. Okay? So, I mean, there is a new opportunity that you have in your hand right now that can bloom and lead to a whole new day, a whole new dawning, okay? Again, the two major arcanas we have right here are the Lovers and the Sun, okay? So do you need to illuminate something? Like, maybe, again, this is about, like, I mean, this can be about love in general, about, like, what is love to you? Like, what are relationships to you? What is important to you? And it's like with the King of Swords here, like, truth and honesty is super important. Communication, okay? But there is some kind of gift that either you are offering to someone or someone is out there offering it to you. Do you want it? Do you want to be happy? Do you want the sun? As I say it, 2, 2, 2, 2. Did I say that? Okay, that was 4 2, so I mean, there's definitely potential opportunity for partnership. So, or whatever the case is, the option is love or fear or whatever. Anyways, if things have been hard, keep at it. Don't let this negativity, don't let any kind of self-talk, because the King of Swords is awesome. You are a king, okay? You know what is right. You know what you want. You know what is just, okay? And so the kings put practical plans. They take, the King of Swords is air energy with pentacle energy. So my dinner is ready. But I was done, I believe. Anyways, I was definitely done. But anyways, please like if this was helpful. And then, yeah, so I'm going to be on Sunday, first Sunday in December, I'm going to reach out to a subscriber and offer them a free full reading. And then every 5 subscribers in the month of December will get a free pick a card kind of reading. Okay, so thank you so much. Have a great month, and don't let your past hold you back. Anyway, take care. Bye.